Alright, let me know if that worked. At 1 AM in the morning. Can you hear me? Can you see me? Let me know in the chat. Surprise! I don't tend to do these. Worked. Yes, I hear me. Excellent. Yes! I'm going to share this instantly, because obviously here for people to actually watch and see as you all take in the picture. So the problem with being a solo show, you can go to all yourself. Yes. Random bonus live, because what did we see? What did I notice inside this trailer? This teaser, this Una trailer, teaser. Oh, quick shot. But there it is. Yes, welcome. So I definitely saw this, and I was like, oh, hello. You guys know I'm quite a fan of phasers. Phasers and sci-fi weapons. So seeing this gave me all the wonderful feels for it. And I want to do a brief comparison, both practically and via graphics, and just, you know, talk to you guys about this, because I'm excited by this. Clearly. I just want to jump on about it. Hopefully you're interested as well about this. Who has seen this teaser and who is just seeing my reaction to it, as in this thumbnail? Have you seen the Una trailer? Yes, Christian, I've seen all of them so far. All very short. Definitely an interesting marketing tool to purely go with small teasers, and I'm very surprised that they're only releasing in 720p, which is sub full HD by a good margin. None of them on their official YouTubes. None are region locked, in fairness to them, but I would assume they're being finished at full HD and they're releasing. Like, this would look far crisper in HD if it had full HD. So I don't know why they're doing that. And daily, maybe there'll be a post all of them trailer, but at least they're all showing interesting stuff. They're all giving us a taste. We'll talk about them all for on Monday. We're going to talk about including this as well, but I really want us to get live instantly, get some reactions, some thoughts, and talk about it briefly, because like I said, I like phases. I'm excited, and that's the problem with these things, that you then got to wait for people to come in and talk about them, or I have to probably double back and talk about them. But yes, so you can see in the trailer. Now, obviously, yes, I've done a. Oh, by the way, you know, Stuart's here in spirit, the closest I have to a TOS graphic. So hello, Stuart in spirit. So this is a shot from the new Una teaser, where they are fighting against some antagonists on the bridge, and while Una's one is slightly hard to see, I mean, even with the zoom in, that is a very clearly TOS phaser. And while I'm sure it'll be more different, because they will not go full 60s, obviously, we've seen the communicator, that is far similar than the discovery phase. Now, obviously, we know the TOS phaser is the phase of this era, but they are rebooting everything visually. But some things get closer, some things they don't. The bridge, for example, is very, very different. But the campus chair is very, very the same. And guys, super chat your thoughts if you want to as well. And like as well. 12 likes, click like if you can do. So, I saw this and I was very, very excited. Because instantly... Oh, I'll do it that way. Instantly, clearly... yeah, clearly, shape-wise, extremely similar. And you can see all the remaining pieces. You can see the grills. This obviously now with a light, which, in fairness to them, there's two elements of settings. There's the there's that, which is a turbocharge. This is settings, that settings. It's a lot of things. So I'm actually fine with it being blue and red. Hopefully there's some gradient between the colours, otherwise these guns shouldn't all just be stun and kill. That's a bit silly. But you can see the silver strip, you can see the silver grey. I mean, it's all there, and even the gradient of this looks relatively the same. Yeah, we've said, well, even the hilt is clearly a different colour, clearly visible. We've said for a long time that the best way of doing this sort of TOS update is take this shape, sleek a few things, make this a touch screen, make this, do those simple things, add a blinking on top, boom, you got modernised. The shape itself is still super classic, super super snazzy, etc. Does not need too much else going on. It's pretty great. I mean, and it fits well in the hand. Yes, I would agree. This is a little bit obnoxious. This doesn't make too much sense. I mean, it's so easy to miss it as a trigger. So I'd certainly have it with a much larger button. I don't know why that's that. But apart from that, it's a good one-hander. It's a good two-hander. There isn't really sights because it's not going to be held that way, but it actually looks great. Really isn't any complaints particularly. And if I was to update it, I would change the emitter to be more dynamic. I'd make this a bit more dynamic. I would, like I said, add a screen here. I wouldn't do much else to it. It's very, very good. Well, in case I don't do the late night ones, so I wouldn't be there. I keep on a vaporize. Yes, Enterprise had a vaporize button. But guys, put your comments in the chat. But yeah, so clearly very, very close. Now, what's really fun about this is that we all assumed, or a lot of us assumed, this is a breaking news, they would use a Discovery phaser, which I have a 3D print of. It's relatively new. I might be using a fan film or not, as in I may still. Now this is one of the better elements of the, at least in our opinion, of the Discovery aesthetic, because you can understand what they're doing here. It's the basic shell of a TOS phaser. God, I can't really frame it, can I? It's got the basic shell of a TOS phaser. Great. It's got the cage style 3-prong. Great. It's just more dynamic with the grip, more logical shooty, but it's got all the elements. This is one of the best things in Discovery, but it was part of a different thought process, and this 3D print even has, well, with Delta, but has all the same things. So it's very, very close. So we assumed they aren't going to design a new one because they've got this and it's close enough, and fine. So actually go back, and clearly the color tone and the I mean, it's simple victories like this, where this is fine, although it's now the Discovery era. And in fact, I believe this was seen in one of the earlier flashbacks on one of the variant shows, so it is older than we think. It is certainly is older by that point, and it's nice enough. But to go full TOS is fantastic. Yes, and Darth Eddie, someone's got to change for change's sake. Yes, that is definitely the hallmark of this current set. So I did prepare a direct graphic, although these props are relatively simple. I just wanted to, like I said, just go live to have a quick chat with you all, see what you all think. Is that going to load up? That is not on it should be. That's in 4K. Okay, that's why. Just shrink that down. It's very similar to this graphic, just set up for the LCOS framing. Bosh, and then you go Bosh. Right, there you go. So there's a direct comparison. I mean, what a great reference angle. So it's interesting because that version hides entirely the silverness of this, which stands out, and you'd have to get a very specific angle to lose it. So that's not so good for that. But you can tell it's already much broader. I wonder, it looks as if potentially this front segment may have been slimmed down a lot, and this back bit might be longer. Yeah, I think they've pushed the phaser bit, the Type Mark 1 forward. And you can see Una's one looks much more flush. So my guess is they probably slimmed this down, pushed it forward and down, so it's flush with the entire weapon, I think. But it's such an easy victory. I mean, if they're trying to be if they're trying to be a Star Trek show that makes sense, they need to evolve into this. It literally is a design process. And it's hard to say with all the different uniforms. They have the absolute plethora of uniforms. We keep seeing new ones, and this Una trailer she's in like 3 uniforms, and they're all different. They're all really different. I'm really hoping that they're going to actually show, you know, that's from her at this ship, and there'll be a sense of evolution. So I definitely don't want to see, you know, 5 costumes on one ship or 5 uniforms. It devalues the uniformity. You know. So, but props, they certainly can get a lot closer with props. You know, they don't want the sets to look like the TOS sets. They don't, you know, corridor engineering all completely radically different. But I guess easy victory is the props, where it's harder to reinvent the wheel, and the wheel is so solid. Whereas a corridor, they say, oh well, we'll just completely change it, everything about it. Okay. But it's, you know, we certainly hope that they're going to change the sets and such to go over the seasons closer to TOS, but, you know, that's what fans would ask for rather than what they actually want to. But I'm going to do a poll, though. 58 people, 30 likes. Let's see if we can get 50 likes, as Stuart would say. And any super chat would be lovely, even to get so a thank you 5 for saying, you know, for saying hello is all good. Do you like going TOS in the phaser? Yes, needs to be TOS like. No. Okay, so I've asked a poll with three questions, or 3 answers. Do you like that they're going very close to TOS phaser? Yes, needs to be like TOS. Oh, and the poll disappears. No, want something visual reboot. I was happy with the Discovery phaser. And that's if you thought, this was fine. This was good enough. This is, you know, close enough. And, therefore, and, trucks, and we do see in the episode they are firing bolts. I do not think they're going to go back to beams anytime soon, because it's less pew-pewy, and they want guns. They want to shoot. They want to have a firefight where they go pow 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 pow. Whereas going for those people, it's not good enough. It's not whatever. Now, yes, hopefully they'll do phases in other specific scenarios. You need to heat a metal bolt. You kind of want to continue bolt, like we saw with Discovery with the Burnham firing at the emitter. That was a beam. That made sense. But no, it'll fire bolt, and it'll be, you know, stun, kill, red, blue. It'll be more simple than this was able to be. You know, this has such flexibility and variety of function and feel, and it's interesting. But like I said, I saw this and I was thinking, wow. The sets are so radically rebooted. They're not even comparable. And we're going to try and compare them. They're so different. They're not even trying to be similar. And then we're given one of these almost. It's such an odd disparity. I mean, do you see the transporter room? Oh my god. You know, I basically written off the idea of this being a visually canon in any way show. Like 100% wrong, 100% off. And yet they throw us this curveball, and it's like, well, that's going to look beautiful. So it's quite confusing when they're, you know, but I'm not complaining by any means. It's just, it'd be nice if they had more things that were visually comparable. But you know, easy win with a phaser. Oh, fantastic! 2 super chats, 2 green. See, Stuart gets lots of super chats on his lives. I'm just saying, Stuart does. Turnabout, Trout Bum Wombat. Somebody's just saying these names. Hello, $5. Thank you. Hello back. What do you think? Vote in the poll. Andrew Parent, $5. Happy they've not reinvented the wheel here. Wish this approach with certain other elements, just a nice modernization of TOS. Yes, and I've threatened this to myself for 3.5 years now. What would I do with a TOS visual update? But it's like, if you've got a certain modeler you have access to, and you really like his work, you can either do something that's really practically useful or do a reinvention of something else. And it's hard to justify the extra stuff, etc. But I still think it'd be fantastic to see what I would do with a visual reboot. How would you take the bridge and modernize it? The corridor is an interesting one because the corridor is more of a blank slate when it comes to visual update. They've certainly thrown away the canvas. And Jason 6690 using his once in a certain amount of months member. Wow, 26 months of Captain. That is so much money. That is so much support, Jason. It's amazing. Really, really amazing. Thank you. I mean, I know we do talk about how important those are, but yes. Hopefully you don't even notice it in your bank balance. It just sort of does. But yeah, I think I mentioned in a previous live, we've hit 200 people as monthly members on YouTube, and it is so helpful. We had our worst month. Well, we had a very, very, very bad month, November and December. That was like really, really hard to even do the basic bills. And then you guys have really since Bacardi really like, woof, these 5 weeks have been much, much better. And it's like, a bright sunlight has shone. And the joke being, we want to make the same amount of content for each of the shows. But if the interest is less in, say, Prodigy or Lower Decks, and we're earning less for the same amount of work, and then Picard, obviously, you guys are really interested, so it's just like, we're here to document it and kind of reap the benefits or the negativity of whatever we get. And, I'm thoroughly looking forward to seeing the final version of this. And it's funny because we actually did see the main uniforms in the cruise. The cruise happened, yeah, that's how it was. And so they are actually showing us. Oh, it's Velcro. Oh, it's for I forgot it's for the sub uniform. Yeah, they showed us that, so hopefully that means they'll be able to show us the extra stuff, the extra uniform, the extra props and such at a convention. They're not shy of showing that stuff, and I certainly encourage that because we certainly would like to see in high detail. And that's one thing they've definitely been good at, and I'll give them more credit for that. Seeing a high-res side view. Although, wouldn't it be amazing if they literally did just take... Oh, actually, wouldn't that be cool? If they took a wand company and said, hey, take your wand company phaser, take your CAD files, I guess there would be, make these 6 changes, and then make them. Like no different proportions, that would be such a win. All manufacturing is already there. Especially if they can just swap out this. Wow, that'd be... who knows? But thanks, Jason. The Darth Eddie, I wish those circuitry access panels weren't so huge. Yeah, they're obnoxiously big. They're not even lit anymore with proper big lighting. Yes, Captain says at least the main phases are phaser beams for short, and hopefully they'll continue. I'm pretty sure they're going to backstep and have some sort of pulses as well. But it was nice to see them in Discovery Season 2. And and it certainly has a lot of nice angles for this new Discovery. Well, not new, but this Discovery Prize. But we will see. We will see. So the poll, 45 votes, pretty good. Do you like they're going very close to TOS in the phaser? 91%, yes, needs to be more TOS. 2% visual reboot, which is probably it's one person. 7% was happy disco phaser. Excellent. Joseph, the bridge does seem to be much more cozy and smaller feeling. Really? I think it's pretty huge, and at least it's warm. I mean, visually, looks lovely, and it sort of hides the amount of sheen. Although I can also see the they have got basically TOS chairs, almost identical. It's funny how they keep some of the core stuff and change everything around it. It's very strange. Very strange. Terrence, hey Commander, hey. This was me order the Discovery Starfleet ranks and they make no sense. I don't know. Let's have a look. Is that? Yeah, why are they red on a red uniform? Why aren't they? I mean, why are they gold on the gold uniform as well? But it certainly stands out better. Why would they not be silver on all 3? Or gold on all 3? That's so strange. It's really strange. Well, Moonjumper, we don't know when the phaser came in. We really don't. They had them in the first, second pilot, and the Discovery phaser was obviously in between, so it can come in any time, literally any time. But clearly, it's going to have some sort of story about timings when it's going to take place. Yes, wraparound corridor. Yes, that is the big Akiva Goldsman. Not Akiva. No, as Kurtzman removal. He's the only reason it was included. I'm glad it's gone because it was daft. Daft, I say. But is there anything else in that trailer that I can briefly mention?
All I ever wanted since I first saw.
Ah, yes, the windows. She's in like 5 uniforms in this trailer. Not that many, but she's in a lot of uniforms. God, it's so. I'm looking at the sets now. The sets are so white and Star Wars looking. All of them. So strange. So strange. I mean, the stories are going to be good. I have faith in the stories, and we're going to like these new characters. This art design so not TOS, not even close, not even trying to be close. But we do know there are. Now, is that a Klingon disruptor? Maybe. But looking forward to seeing proper Klingons. That'd be nice. Obviously, that'd be nice. Yeah, Danny, it's 1:30 in the morning. Oh, thank you. But yeah, just wanted to jump on because, well, Douglas, it's not a corridor; it's a tiny space. I mean, the bridge fits in the bridge dome very tightly. It's like a wraparound, like crawl way. It's not a big corridor. It's very different in scaling and scope and function. It's like tiny. Anyway. Moonjumper. I mean, the bridge is bigger than the TOS one. I mean, anything is bigger than the Discovery one, as in the actual Discovery herself. But yeah, I just want to jump on. It's already been 21 minutes. Any other super chat questions I'll happily take. But yeah, I just want to, congratulate them on the good choice of using Canon. And, it's a really good design that has held up for coming on 60 years. Yes, it has some foibles, but it's still a perfectly nice looking weapon. I mean, just the curves and the straight. It's weird, it's both got so curved and so straight, and just the emit is anything I would change. I think that feels dated to me. But I wouldn't just have a hole though. I don't know. Although it works very well with the lights on this version. Yeah, also good things on this one too. Just not. Although I'm sure they're gonna use both. I'm sure we're gonna see the phaser, the Discovery phaser, as like an old version out, etc. But yeah, I just want to have a brief chat. Oh, I might make photons blue. Blue. Oh no, Douglas, it's definitely a bigger bridge than TOS. I've been on the TOS bridge and it's not that big. It's not as big as you think. And they'd make it bigger anyway for anamorphic bridges, anamorphic lenses, because TOS was. I mean, even if it's just 20% bigger, it'll feel a lot bigger. I mean, the cons are huge. Yeah, Jeff. Yeah, it would be interesting actually. The amount of people that recognise it. It's like the silhouette of the Enterprise. If you could do a poll in everybody's brain and say, "Hey, do you recognise this?" I'm sure people would know the Enterprise. But yeah, I just want to have a brief one. Can we get a? Also, people vote in the poll, but can I just get a quick, well done? Just type "well done" in the chat, or "we love the TOS phaser," or "yay TOS phaser." I just want a little bit of well done, because it's nice to see, and it's in a sea of extremely un-TOS feeling stuff. We've got a beacon of light. And in fact, Darth Eddie, it says it's smaller than it was in Discovery, but still wider than the TOS set. But it's funny because I remember them saying that they did build the inner bridge to be about the same size as the Connie, and then Kurtzman said add a wraparound corridor, and so it extended by a full corridor. So, yeah. Yep. It's a nice compromise. We haven't seen it yet, probably. But yeah, just a quick hi. And $10, thank you guys. Thank you for the A little bit of hello, and just well done as well. But you know, I mean, I know you guys don't come here to watch my stuff, or you know, you love Stuart and his late night lives, and you know, everyone's always bouncy with him and on topics, and you know, but yeah, I just want to come on. I like phases, okay? I have a lot of phases, and you'll see a lot of phases in the Trek short stuff coming up. So a lot of props and Trek shorts. But yeah, I'm gonna I guess head to bed. Being 1:30, I'm leaving for this weekend, doing other stuff. But I can, since you guys are 55 of you here, I can say there will be a new Trek short coming out very, very soon. Another bonus short film made by me in a very unique thing that no one has ever done before. Nobody in the world has done what I'm doing. Now, it's not to say it's the most ambitious thing in the world. It really isn't. But brand new Trek short film in canon, as in, you know, trying to stay to canon, with some new cool stuff in it, and a surprising amount of digital manipulation that you might not be able to tell for a lot of it. So if you enjoy my Trek shorts, please check out that. I'll release on I'll show on Trekyards, and that's my fourth bonus short. Dear me, so much work. Oh yeah, Douglas, that's a good idea. Thanks, Joseph. Appreciate that. You know, you hope actually watching your films. It's like I love them to get, you know, 100,000 views because I do make them to be watched, but no, Pursuit of a Dream, gone well. People like that, and I have several things that are zipping along, and then hopefully you guys can help me make some more, because I really would like to. I'd like to make some more. All different eras. And there may or may not be more Tholians. Tholians are underused. Oh no, Matt's here. Got our first moderator as we're closing out. But yeah, thanks guys. Just want to jump in and just, you know, nice. This one thing which I'm more excited about Picard, Synergy ones, because it's a symbol of something, although the rest of the art design is very off kilter. So yes, nice. All right, well, tune in tomorrow for our video on Gary 7 stuff. Sunday for our video on the Sung family, with a debate on that, including some other unique stuff. Monday we'll talk about these trailers a bit in more detail. I'll break down all the sets. We'll do a lot of stuff, because I think we had Una, so we've got Pike left, and it should be the last one. Probably going to release a full trailer maybe right after. That'd make sense. Alright, well, thank you all so much for jumping in and just impromptu live. Thank you for the $10 and the end of the poll. TOS Phaser, 88% says TOS Phaser yes, 7% says Happy Disco, and no says Visual Reboot. Oh, Matt, that's funny. It's fine. Just funny. Yeah, great. Thanks for all. We'll see you on Monday. Until then, I'm Connor Cummings, and he was Captain Foley in spirit. Yay. Bye, guys.